I want to take you on a journey into one of the most strikingly candid moments in recent South African political history. Picture this: a former minister, caught in the turbulence of the state capture era, speaking with surprising humility. That man is Malusi Gigaba of the African National Congress, once a rising star, now looking back with regret. In a recent radio interview, he said something deeply revealing. Understanding now what he knows about the Gupta family, he regrets ever meeting them, and yet firmly insists he never took money from them or conducted business with them. That statement alone stands out in the annals of accountability. Let's unpack why this matters, where it comes from, and what ripple effects it could have, both politically and socially. To fully grasp the weight of Gigaba's admission, we need to set the scene. The Gupta family, originally from India, rose to infamy in South Africa during Jacob Zuma's presidency. They were accused of wielding immense influence over government decisions, appointments, and the allocation of state resources, a phenomenon that came to be known as state capture. At the heart of it, the Zondo Commission found that they influenced key government appointments and helped secure valuable state contracts, often in ways that deeply compromised public institutions. In provinces large and small, discussions of the Guptas became shorthand for corruption and undue influence. During that period, Malusi Gigaba held several prominent cabinet posts. Notably, as Minister of Public Enterprises from 2010 to 2014, he presided over major state-owned enterprises. Critics alleged that during his tenure, he appointed key allies of the Guptas into positions at Eskom, Transnet, and others, shaping procurement decisions to benefit Gupta-linked firms. In his testimony before the Zondo Commission, he defended himself, arguing that nothing placed him anywhere near the money, and that, if any wrongdoing occurred during his tenure, it was purely coincidental. Then there's the naturalization controversy. In 2015, as Minister of Home Affairs, Gigaba approved early South African citizenship for Ajay Gupta and his family, against a prior adverse decision. This move raised immediate red flags. A parliamentary committee later ruled that the process was flawed and fraudulent, and found the approval to have been incorrect. Taken together, Gigaba's involvement in these decisions painted a picture that critics described in harsh terms: architect of state capture, Gupta stooge, and the like. At the same time, personal testimony cast further shadows. A former spouse testified before the commission about gifts and cash from the Guptas, luxury vehicles, wedding expenses, jewelry. Allegations Gigaba has long denied. So when this seasoned politician says today, "In hindsight, I regret meeting them," it resonates as a rare, human moment of introspection. He's not retracting everything, not apologizing for corruption, but he's acknowledging regret. It's telling that he adds this with a clear caveat: he never received cash nor did business with them. The tension here lies between his emotional honesty about him wishing he'd never met the Guptas and his continued defense against financial wrongdoing. This tension gives us a complex portrait, a man grappling with his past choices, but not fully renouncing or disavowing his actions. From one angle, this could be seen as a fragment of accountability, owning up to being too close. From another, it might ring hollow to critics seeking deeper admission or remorse. But in a political culture where few admit fault, this pause alone may be notable. It's valuable to ask, what are the wider implications? For one, this kind of admission might stir deeper debate about political responsibility and moral leadership in South Africa. Could more public figures be led to acknowledge missteps? On the flip side, will this be dismissed as post-facto damage control? The public's memory of Gigaba's time in office still includes serious institutional damage and reputational harm. Looking ahead, what might we expect from Gigaba? He remains politically active. In 2022, despite the weight of the Zondo findings, he was re-elected to the ANC National Executive Committee. That suggests his political footprint remains significant. Perhaps this admission marks the start of a subtle shift, an unspoken acknowledgement that some relationships and actions from that era cannot be justified, even if financial wrongdoing is denied. For South African politics, what matters more is whether such reflections lead to tangible changes, renewed commitment to transparency, institutional reform, and political culture that values integrity. And for the public, it's worth pondering. Is regret enough, or should it be coupled with restitution or clearer redress? In closing, Gigaba's statement, regret meeting them but never took money or did business, is a complex mixture of contrition and defiance. It opens a window into the weight of personal and political legacy. It invites us, as citizens and observers, to reflect on where lines must be drawn in public life, what accountability looks like, and how history judges both action and regret. Thank you for listening all the way through. If this episode made you think, I'd love to hear your views. Do you see this as a meaningful admission or a strategic pause? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you'd like to join this conversation and don't want to miss future deep dives, please hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Until next time, stay thoughtful and engaged.